There we go. That is the first farm of this video complete, which is a villager breeder. And this is going to be really helpful in building a trading hall so I can finish upgrading all of my gear. And while we're waiting for all the villagers to pile up, we can start working on our next farm, which is going to be an infinite cobblestone generator. So we're going to need some leaves and hoppers, which I already got. We're going to need a lot more wood for chests. We're going to need a button, a lever, a piece of TNT. We're also going to need a block of obsidian, some observers, but this actually isn't enough because I'm out of redstone. And it looks like there could be some down here. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we have everything we need, and now we can actually build the farm. Honestly, this farm is pretty simple to build, but I had to build it mirrored to the tutorial because I didn't want the chest section to be right next to the villager breeder, which made it a little more confusing than it probably should have been. So as you saw there, the farm is fully functional now, and the only thing left to do is just to expand the storage because I want to AFK here overnight and see how much I get. So I think this is enough storage for now, and if this thing completely fills up, then all the cobblestone will just go into here, and AFKing at this thing will also give this thing a good chance to make a bunch of villagers. So I'm just going to make a backup of this world, and we can go ahead and turn this thing on. Okay. So I'm going to check on this thing in the morning, and I guess then we'll see how much cobblestone we have. Okay, so it is the next day now. That's weird. Why is there a cobblestone? What? Yeah, okay, it's just going into the fire. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, okay, this thing is completely full. So that was a pretty good success. I'm not really sure why there was a cobblestone broken here, and... oh my god. How many villagers is that? It says that there's probably like around 30 in there. So I think this is a pretty good spot for the villager trading hall. So I guess we're just going to take the rail like this, and then we're going to dig out a little area. And because my main building block is going to be stone, I'm just going to replace the walls and floor with that. So I think this is a pretty good size for now. So now I'm just going to dig out the villager spots. Wait, I just heard a villager die. I think they're entity cramming. Okay, that's not good. I need to build this thing pretty quick. And now we can finally get out these villagers and break his minecart. And what we need right now is enchanted books so we can upgrade our gear, which means that we're going to need a lot of leather for lecterns. What is this? Is this like the smallest savanna biome ever? It's only a savanna like in this tiny little section with one tree on it. That's interesting. Okay, I think 60 should be plenty, so we're gonna head back home. And we're also limited to how much paper we have, but a few lecterns should be fine for now. Okay, well, this is one of the enchantments that I need, but I kind of completely forgot that you need emeralds. So I think what I'm gonna do is take the brewing stand from this house, bring another villager down there, and then place this here so he becomes a cleric. And you can see that he has a rotten flesh trade, which if you remember from last episode, we have plenty of that. So I'm gonna make a couple double chests here and then transfer all of this rotten flesh, and then I'm just going to grab a ton of this and trade it with this guy. And I'm actually pretty sure that this is a really expensive price for sharpness 4, so I think I'm just gonna keep replacing this lectern. Okay, I just need one more emerald and then I can get that. Okay, well, the good news is I have a lot more emeralds now, but the bad news is that this guy changed his trade. So I'm just gonna grind out all these villagers, and I'll be back when we have all the enchantments that we need. Okay, so it's actually coming along pretty well, and we already have most of the enchantments that we need, but we've run into a bit of a problem. And that problem is that we've completely run out of emeralds. You can see I used up all the rotten flesh on this cleric, and I tried starting a potato farm so then I could maybe trade with one of these farmers, but that's just going to take way too long. Also, all these chests are completely filled up with cobblestone, and I also moved a lot of it over here for what we're going to build now. And this farm is going to help us get a lot of emeralds, but it's also going to help us get a lot of mob drops because it's a mob farm. So yes, this farm actually does need this much cobblestone, and it also needs a bunch of other redstone components, which I kind of started making, but I figured I would record it, and we're definitely going to need a lot more redstone. So the first thing that we're going to need is a ton of observers. So first, we're just going to get a bunch of cobblestone out of here, and then make as many as we can right now, which isn't much. Then we're going to head to the nether to get some more quartz. Ow. Okay, I think all the zombies are gone. What was that? Anyway, I also forgot gold armor again, just like last episode. So now we're gonna go collect up some quartz. Now we can make a few more observers, but again, we're out of redstone. So we're gonna go back into this cave, and I'm actually pretty sure this connects up to that massive area that I saw last episode. Yeah, look at this. Okay, so we have a decent amount of redstone, but I've been finding so many of these iron veins. So I think I'm gonna head back home and dump all this stuff off, and then we can actually mine all this iron. But before we go back, I want to see how much stuff I can actually make. Okay, so that is all the observers. Another thing that we need to make is 50 dispensers. I don't really care about this bow, so there we go. That is the first out of 50. Okay, the iron can actually be put on hold because I'm going to go get a bunch of string. And I did find a mine shaft somewhere while caving off camera, but I don't really know where it was. Okay, well, I'm not sure if this is the same mine shaft, but I think this one will do. Oh, perfect. The only reason that I wanted to find one of these is so I could get all the string around it. I really need to find one that's enclosed. Oh, perfect. Okay, so I didn't find enough string to make all the dispensers, but I'm just gonna build the farm anyway and then use the string from the spiders to finish it. And I think I'm gonna build it over the ocean because it's pretty massive and I don't really want it covering anything else that I have. The first thing that we're gonna build is the collection area. So we're gonna put some hoppers into these chests, and then we're gonna put the last hopper also facing into a block, and that way all the items will go to the bottom chest. Now we're gonna build a border around this thing, then build up a couple blocks with some glass, and then we can build out this thing 7 blocks in every direction. And then we can connect all of these and fill them in. And then we can repeat that process a few more times. Then we get something that looks a little bit like this. It looks a little weird on the edges, but trust me, that's how it's supposed to be. So now we're going to add some dirt along the sides. And then we can take a ton of water buckets and then place them all along the sides. Okay, and you can see that all this water goes into this one central killing area. And I'm not going to add in the campfires yet because I don't want to accidentally fall in here and die or something. So now we're going to start building these spawning pads. So we're basically just going to repeat this thing times 10 up, and then that times 5 to get a kind of plus shape of spawning pads. Okay, so all the spawning pads are in with all their water buckets and stuff. Now we can start working on the roof, which is going to make all these areas dark. The slab placing was honestly pretty boring and repetitive, and after like 20 minutes, I think I started to go a little crazy. You know what it really smells like right now? Is a McDonald's sausage and egg breakfast sandwich. I have no idea why. I haven't had one of those in like a year. Okay, so the roof is done, and you can probably see all the mobs spawning in there. And these ones are lit up because those are the ones that don't have the dispensers in them. And now the only thing left to do is to build the clock that will activate the dispensers, and it will push off all these mobs. So first, we can place down a lever, some redstone, and a comparator in reverse mode. And then we need a bunch of repeaters going around here, all set to 4 ticks, and then we can place an observer here, an observer here, an observer right here, and finally an observer right here. And then we can place all the redstone, and now if we turn this thing on, it's going to start cycling through. And okay, it turned on. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, remember earlier I said I wasn't going to put in the campfires? I kind of forgot to do that. Okay, perfect. After I got it working, I AFK'd for about an hour while I went to go get a haircut. Okay, I'm back for my haircut. Oh, okay, that is actually really good. So in about 1 hour, we got this much gunpowder, this many bones, this many arrows, this much rotten flesh, and this much string. And before we do anything else, I just want to finish the farm by adding in those dispensers. And that brings us back to what we were doing earlier with the villagers. So I can sell this guy all this rotten flesh, and I think I might be able to get a shepherd. And okay, I'm not sure if I can get a white wool trade. Oh wait, I can. Okay, so now we can take all this string and convert it into wool, and then we can sell him the wool for a bunch of emeralds. Okay, so I've been really hard at work getting all the enchantments that we need, and I'm pretty sure that we have basically everything maxed out. And I also did change up the trading hall a little bit, so I have signs here saying what they trade. So with all this completed, we can move on to our next farm, which is going to be an iron farm. And I already have all the materials for it, and if you're wondering how I got these name tags, it's a bit of a long story. First, I used chunk base to try to find a bunch of spawners and only got 1 name tag out of like 10 spawners. After all that work, I realized that I could actually just buy the name tags from a librarian, so I leveled up one of my librarians and got the rest of the name tags. So I think the iron farm is going to go right here, and we need to make a nice flat area, which means that this ruined portal probably has to go. Okay, so to start the farm, we need to dig a hole. And then we can place some stairs around this part, and then some fence gates like this. And then we can place water all around the edges. And then in this middle spot we can dig down. Then we can make the collection area. And then we can make a tunnel out of here. So that's the killing chamber done, and now we can build the areas where the iron golems will spawn. And now we're going to repeat this 3 more times. Okay, that's 1, that's 2, and finally number 3. Next we need to make the zombie spot, which is going to look something like this, and we're going to repeat that for every side. Okay, so they're all in, and now we can start working on the villager spots. So we're gonna need to build a little platform, and then put the beds down like this, then put in some glass, and we're gonna leave a gap facing the zombie area, and then we're gonna cover it with slabs, and leave the middle one open, and then we can copy that on this side, and then we can build these on all these. And now we have the fun task of getting 3 villagers into each of these pods. So I think I'm just going to make a staircase leading down first. And then we can bring a rail over there. And I'm out of rails and iron, so we need to go mine some. Oh, wait a minute. I had iron in here. We'll make some rails. And then we can take the rail like this. And then the villagers will go into here. Will he make it? Yes, okay. Then I can break this. No. I also just got a texture pack that gets rid of the rain, so hopefully that'll help the video quality. Okay, that's villager number 2. And finally, villager number 3. And once we have 3 villagers in there, we can just plug this up. And now we just need to repeat this 7 more times. Oh, yeah, I think these villagers are like almost dead actually. Okay, well, I made it a little better by adding this like rail thing that goes along all of them. So they go over there, and then they go up here, and then they basically just go over all of these until they make it to this one. Moving the villagers was honestly pretty easy because of that rail thing that I made, but actually getting onto the rail was really frustrating. So I also got the free cam mod that I completely forgot about, and I'm going to use it right now just to make sure that I have all the villagers. I see 3 noses. I think that's good. 1 nose, 2 noses, 3 noses. So I think they're all good. Now we just have to wait until it's nighttime and we can get the zombies in. And while we're waiting for that, I'm going to name the name tags. And I guess I'll just call them Infinite Iron because that's what they give me. Also, quick Minecraft suggestion. This should not damage the anvil. Writing on a piece of paper should not damage a 1,000-pound piece of iron. That really does not make any sense. And also, while we're waiting, I'm just gonna make these staircases. Oh, perfect. Well, there's 2 zombies. Come on. No. Yeah, bye. Useless. Oh, guess what? I have a bow too. Is that a zombie? Nope. Oh, that is also not a zombie. Okay, that's the first zombie. Oh, come on. The beehive, really? No, really? Okay, get down there. Okay, that's the second one. Okay, so the farm isn't done. It's only running at half efficiency right now, but I AFK'd while I ate dinner, and I just want to see how much I got. So I probably ran this for like half an hour, and yeah, it's not amazing, but it's not terrible. Okay, if I can get one of them in here. Okay, that's the third one. Oh, no. Oh, no, oh my, okay. Oh no, the phantoms. Worst mob in the game. Okay, no, are you kidding me? Wait, there's one in there. Wait. Okay, come on. Get rid of that. Why can I not shoot them? Yes. Okay, I think it's done. Okay, there's a zombie there, and there. Okay, the iron farm is done. Okay, so I think I left my game running all night by accident, and I didn't even really mean to. I just turned off the sound because I was editing and I kind of forgot about it. Anyway, now that we have an infinite supply of iron, we're going to start working on a slime farm, which probably doesn't make any sense right now, but trust me, it will later. And I'm just going to skip the material gathering process because at this point it's getting kind of repetitive, so this is everything that we need. And I am going to build this farm in a swamp, which isn't too far away. I think I'm going to build the farm in a somewhat flat area, so I think right here is a good spot. So to start the farm, we're going to dig out a 9x9 area, and then we're going to add a ring of cobblestone around it, and then we're going to expand each of these sides by 10 blocks. And then we're going to connect all these points by making a circle. And now we could just fill this in with cobblestone. Now we're going to add a fence around the whole thing just to stop things from getting in and out. And we can also add a fence around this block. That's because the iron golem is going here. Now we can work on the collection system. So we need to dig out this thing 3 blocks down. And now we can place down a bunch of hoppers, and they all lead to this hopper right here. So we can add in some hoppers for a collection area, and then add some lights with some chests on top, and then we can just expand this room a little bit. We also need to add in some redstone torches to stop other hostile mobs from spawning. And I should probably add in the soul campfires now to avoid what happened with the other mob farm, just like that. And it does kind of create a lot of particles, but this is what kills the slimes. And now, just like the other mob farm, we need to build a roof to keep the light levels low. Okay, so the farm is actually done now. It's really that simple, and well, actually I need to get this. And the only thing left to do is to build an AFK spot. And we need to pillar up until we're at Y 187. And if we open free cam and go down here, then we should be able to see some slime spawning down here. Oh, perfect, okay. There's these ones. So it looks like this thing is working pretty well. There's like a lot of slime spawning down here. So I'm gonna run this for like 5 minutes and we'll see how much it gets me. Okay, so it ended up being probably more like 35 minutes because I was editing this video. Oh, shoot. I don't have my elytra on. Oh, no. No. Okay. Well, I guess it wouldn't be an episode if I didn't die at least once. Oh, there's so many mobs there. Why is there so many mobs? I should have lit it up. Okay, give me all my stuff. Wait, but that's it? I mean, I guess it's enough for what we need it for, so it's not a big deal. So like I mentioned earlier, building these farms is getting a little repetitive, so for these next few farms, I'm going to do like a voiceover montage thing. And the reason that I needed to build that slime farm was so I could get sticky pistons to build this farm, which is a tree farm. It was honestly pretty straightforward to build, and it works really well. And this is only from like 5 minutes of using it. The next farm is a sugarcane farm, which means I need a lot of mud. So I went out to a mangrove swamp around 10,000 blocks away and collected all the mud that I could. I also kind of forgot to unpause the recording once I got there, so this is all I have to show for it. Anyway, this farm is actually really simple. It's just pistons that push sugarcane into the mud underneath. And the mud is slightly shorter than a normal block, which means that the hoppers underneath can collect the items. It also uses daylight sensors to activate the pistons, which is a trick that I learned from this YouTuber. I built 9 of these sugarcane pod things, which have 30 sugarcane plants each, and then covered the outside with stone to make it look better, and it's done. So at this point, my food situation wasn't looking too good. Ever since I ran out of steak from all the cows that I killed last episode, I've just been eating baked potatoes from the farm that I built earlier. And that's why the next farm is a hoglin farm, which doesn't only give me infinite food, but also infinite leather. First, I broke the bedrock on the nether roof for easier access to the farm. And there's honestly not really much to say about this farm, it's pretty simple. One thing I should mention is that the links to most of these farms will be in the description, but note that I modified the design of a few of them. So I AFK'd at this thing for only a few minutes, and this is how much we got. And that brings us back to live commentary. Also, I want to try something really quick. No. Okay. Oh, shoot. I was trying to... Okay. Anyway, before we do the last thing of this video, I just want to quickly kind of give a tour of what I've done so far besides what you saw. So the first thing is that I expanded my storage and it's actually kind of organized now. And then I also put the furnaces behind the chests like this. I also expanded this wall, and down here is all the mob loot. And I also expanded the storage for the iron farm because it was overflowing like all the time. And then there's this kind of useless cow pen, which I really don't need anymore. So now what we're finally going to do at the end of this video, which is getting netherite gear. So first I need a bunch of sand for TNT. And just from 6 pieces of TNT, we got like 6 stacks of sand. So I'm just going to repeat this a bunch. So I think this is enough sand. And this is all the TNT that we can make, which is hopefully enough. But before we can actually mine for netherite, we need to get the netherite upgrade. And for that, we need to obviously go into the nether. So I'm going to enchant this gold helmet. And it looks like there is a bastion this way. Oh, okay, it's right here. No, okay. I think this one is guaranteed to have the loot. Okay. Yes, okay, thank you. Oh my... I've spent so long trying to get this thing. Oh my god. So now I'm gonna duplicate this a bunch. And now comes the fun part where we actually get to go mining. Okay, so we made it down to Y15 and now we can start mining. So first I'm gonna dig a pretty long tunnel. Oh. And now we can take a few stacks of TNT and then place it probably like every other block. And then we can light it and go up here. I see one, and I'm pretty sure this resource pack actually makes it more visible. Yeah, like that. So now I think off of this tunnel, I'm just gonna kind of branch out every few blocks. So right now, combined with the stuff that we have at home, we have enough to make everything netherite, but I want to try to get 40 so we can also make a netherite hoe, and then we can actually have full netherite. Oh, wait. Oh shoot, oh shoot. Okay, this is actually enough. Now we can turn this into ingots. So before we turn all our stuff into netherite, I'm just gonna fully repair it first. So all our gear is fully repaired, so we can take the upgrades and the ingots, and I guess we actually need to make a smithing table. And finally, we can upgrade our stuff. There we go. Full netherite armor. Well, I think that's gonna be it for this video. I've already spent so long on it, and I really just want to get it out. And if you did enjoy this video, then make sure to subscribe to not miss any future episodes. I've also decided that I'm going to show my statistics at the end of every episode. So this is the items tab. Actually, that's general. This is the items tab. And finally, the mobs tab. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.